Hello guys, Mr. Chocolate King here, back here once again. So title of the video is Freya gonna bring Baldur back to life? And of course, unlike most people, when the God of War Ragnarok trailer came out, I was like, it looks the same. It seems like it could be some upgrades, the combat improvement, but it's just, And then you got the whole argument, or rather, you should go into the whatever. To sum it up, there is nothing in between those 3 years of Ragnarok that can actually do for a second game, for that to spend 3 days in Norse mythology. But to the main subject of the video, will Freya bring Baldur back to life? Because I played the clip. Freya made.
So about the dead, we heard someone call them Hellwalkers. But what are they?
They are poor, restless souls, denied their judgment and their peace.
By what? Could Vanir magic raise the dead?
It could, once. But this is no spell. This plague of dead is but a symptom of a world out of balance. Something or someone has meddled with powerful forces. That is all I know for sure. That's perfect. Come back up. We're ready now.
It's that Vanir magic could once bring people back from the dead, which makes you wonder if she ever had fears of Baldur dying. Why didn't she just use that magic to bring him back from the dead? There had to be some type of caveat there of why she had not used it, or well, use it in that case if he did die, instead of putting him the whole immortality spell and the whole his only weakness would be mistletoe, similar to Achilles' heel. Similar to that. But it goes back to, let's just say, what if she couldn't do any of this stuff without her warrior spirits that Odin took away and sealed away in Valheim, and that's what she would go get in Ragnarok. Now she's back. There is no guarantee that Freya is here to kill Kratos if she knows the fact that Vanir magic can bring Baldur back to life. What would be the drive for her to continue to kill Kratos? It's like, even with the entire scene, right? Freya's right there in front of him. And oddly enough, apparently some type of conversation was to happen. It just can't be Atreus and Kratos is on the Atreus and Kratos got the two wolves. They found the novel. They traveling down 1,000,000 miles a minute. Didn't stop. Oh, no, not even stop. The conversation happens, and then Kratos is like, "All right, start up the wolves," and then she charged towards him and turned the falcon come ahead, and that's what happened. And it's just kind of get to the point. What would be the point of trying to kill Kratos? So number one, for a mistake that you made, you the one who did that to your own son. You could have just made him invisible, but you did that. And two, it's your fault to blame. You didn't. No. It was the dwarf who gave Atreus the mistletoe arrows, and she took them away. But then, and it was Baldur the one who broke Atreus' strap. His quilt strap in the first place. Funny, he caused sudden death. Hilarious. But it really goes back to why would even bring up the subject of conversation of which you can do it not just because it's online. It's because the sad reality is, no matter how much Santa Monica ultra mythology and things like that, like how that's not actually Tyr, because there's facts that's supposed to prove that Tyr's not supposed to have two hands currently. And if Odin had one eye and he took out one of Mimir's eyes, then I'll just make him have two eyes again. That would make his deception be even better. It could just be me. It could just be me. But another reason why I believe that somehow Baldur would come back is not because of the whole mistletoe arrow necklaces Atreus had. Another reason I believe, strongly believe, is it's the basic Norse mythology. No matter how much sentimental want to deviate, change things here and there, it must follow the mythology. When the Greek gods got killed, it was an extermination. But Apollo, Aphrodite, and some others were strangely missing from that clean slate. I'm quite suspicious. Not including the fact that what is his name? He's the four-armed titan that's holding up the world. Atlas, bingo! I knew it started there. Atlas. And Atlas and those guys down in Greece is still alive because the higher plane, quote unquote, with Athena, she's still alive, she's still kicking, and she can go outside her pantheon, so the higher plane must be something universal among the gods itself. But overall, back to what I said to the main point, the basic mythology is the Aesir and the Valheim guys pretty much die, and the only people who survive afterwards is Baldur, who get brought back to life, and Thor's children and some other people. So that means Magni and Modi is going to be coming back to life. It's just something that goes down in mythology. Or they can change it, this and that. They're not going to change what actually happens to the basic fundamentals. You can change everything in between. You can change how Odin get killed. You can change everything else. But how it ends, it's always the same outcome. Baldur in the original mythology got killed by an arrow. In this game, technically an arrow led to his death either way, even though Kratos choked him out and broke his neck. Same way. So Baldur, one way or another, is going to get brought back to life. It's rather it's going to be Freya in a Vanir magic or some way. Cause I can't remember how he was brought back to life in the original mythology, but Baldur's getting brought back to life. Magni and Modi is getting brought back to life, unless Thor has some more children, which is not impossible because Magni and Modi aren't his two children's name inside the original mythology, so he could have some more kids and they survive post, and that's also it's going to be the same person show up in this game. Now, cool effect, this game plan to be double the length of the base 2018 game, so you got time to introduce those characters and take them out. Cause I thought about cause I was like, in the next game, I need to rework the combat and make it better. Cause like the original God of War combat, it improved on each game, but it kept getting better and better. The first game is not perfect, but boy, is it fun. Playing on a harder difficulty will push you to the, like when I played the original games, I never felt like when I got killed, it wasn't my mistake. It was always my mistake. In this game, 360 no scope for no apparent reason, you get dropped and not do it. It's not as bad, but it's still there as apparent. And hopefully they fix it in the next game. But that's my main point. I do believe Baldur will be brought back to life. And it's just quite ironic how it's just brought up as a random thing. Because also, as well as Baldur and Thor's children supposed to survive post Ragnarok, and of course Surtur gonna have to come out one way or another, whether he'll be a Chrono-sized boss fight or he's gonna be helping us take on the rest of the Asgardians. Cause we don't know what Asgard look like. We just got that concept art from 2018 and that's it. So hopefully there's something to save inside the game, but hopefully we can go back to Muspelheim. Hopefully we get to go to Asgard and bring things down. But I just find it quite curious, quite strange that Baldur is supposed to come back to life. And the question is, what role will Baldur play in God of War Ragnarok? Because if he comes back to life, then it's guaranteed he will come back to life based on the original mythology, which they're still going by, because just like the mythology, Baldur gets killed, 3 years winter, Ragnarok happens. The exact same thing has happened. There is a basic skeleton among this blueprint. It just says creating something brand new. They're throwing Aces in there, throwing Kratos in there, and arguably they make it in such a way for Atreus can survive Ragnarok, because Thor is supposed to die, Loki is supposed to die as well, so just pushing everything forward before, or in this case, could Loki be alive? That could actually be a legitimate question. Is the future Loki currently alive? That could be a possibility, because Jotunheim is here. We haven't seen, it's not as unconfirmed as Hela is here as well, but Jotunheim is here. Fenrir is here as well, because his two children, one dragged Kratos to North reality, 2 is currently chasing the sun and moon, and 3, they chain him up with an unbreakable chain inside this universe already, way before he's born. Who is not even conceived yet, and that's confirmed to the tales you see after the first game. It could be a strong possibility that the future Loki could be the final boss in this game, and we could have like a Ben 10, Ben 10,000 type of thing where you gotta confront your future self and change yourself to become a better person. Possibility. I don't see an option where Kratos dies, because unless Loki is gonna become the God of War in this game, you can't call it a franchise God of War if there's no God of War. Kratos is still technically the God of War ever since he killed Ares. And I don't see how they recovered Ares' body and took it on Mount Olympus. Oh, why would they do that? But, who knows? Who knows? But I'll say some interesting things can go there, because apparently Cory Barlog's, yeah, but it changed directors. What do you mean they changed director? The first and second games of God of War, different directors. The third, like seriously, if you look behind the scenes, you can actually see Cory Barlog working on God of War 3 and God of War Ascension. He's been a part of the team for decades now. And he's probably going off and working at brand new projects. He's been working on God of War, and he obviously want to take things in different directions. Because apparently, according to Cory Barlog, this new director is apparently he's a beast. Apparently, he's an animal. Alright, and I expect nothing less. I need people to get split in half. I need to rip people apart. I need to take halfway seal mutants and smash them against each other. Rip people straight in half. I'm tearing right into people. But hey, it is what it is there. This was a sloppy video. But overall, hopefully I got my basic points across. Because it's a very apparent thing that Freya did say that. And it's like a one-off statement. Can it bring it back to the dead? Well, it once could. So, if Ragnarok's Baldur is supposed to come back, and Thor's children is supposed to come back, and Thor said in the recent trailer, I hear that you're a certain type of man, but are you a reasonable one? How much does Thor knows, and how stupid is Thor? I believe that Thor will be the Baldur of this game. There will be multiple boss fights with Thor himself. So, that will be something that will have to happen. And especially be the point where I understand that you're a certain type of man, but will you be reasonable? I do not think that's the first time Kratos and Thor run into each other, because they obviously tease how he's going to be introduced in the next game at the end of this one. So it's not like, well, hey buddies, and they return to each other. No. I do believe Odin is Tyr. Tyr's dead. I don't know what else they did with Tyr, but Tyr is gone. He's dead. In the concept art, he has two different type of eyes. Tyr's dead. No matter what you say, he's gone. He's gone. He's dead. In my eyes, he's not showing up in this game. Open the concept art. No, he's not in this game, because in the concept art and in the trailers, he should already have his arm gone. Gone. Tyr is dead. He's gone. He's done. Whether Odin got sick or tired of him, or they brought him back through Vanir magic, or whatever they had to do from Vanaheim to here, because we'll be able to go to all 8 ramps. And I can further explore Muspelheim, and Niflheim, and Jotunheim, Midgard, and all the rest of them. I think I missed something. I'm missing the Dwarf Realm, and I think that either the Dwarf Realm or another one you couldn't go to. We could actually explore Jotunheim. And if she's alive, that Loki's future wife, would that mean as well that other giants could be alive as well? And it's just, how can a giant work on Tyr's bridge when one of them, like the lake, comes up to the ankles or something, like to the ankles of calf? How they work? I don't know. Only thing that's concerning, maybe we get to see the rest of the world surfer in the recent trailers. I understand they want to leave everything like the last 3 hours of the game secretive. That's reasonable. But it is said that we will be going to old places and new ones. But overall, I do believe that Baldur will have to return. He has to, according to mythology and the fact that Vanaheim magic can bring them back to life. Not cool the fact how many Vaesir gods could be inside the game. Because there are also Vaesir gods and Aesir gods. We hear more of the Aesir god side and the whole Asgard and all that. We don't hear about none of the Vanaheim side and what type of gods they got over there. That could be interesting. Maybe Freya's brother's mad as well. But I think at a certain point in the game, rather, it's like that rather, because if Freya wanted to kill us, right, it wouldn't be no, she just shows up randomly. This has to be a pretty put together, concocted plan to take out Kratos. He's just, and especially that she still cares for Atreus in type of way, so maybe Thor might snatch him up and throw him somewhere, but it's just gonna be Kratos in 1v1 type of thing. It's not like you're gonna be jumping anybody, but but I do believe Baldur will be coming back. He will be brought back to life. I don't know how though. How would they bring him back to life? So if she said that quote, she'll bring him back to life, but if she needed her warrior spirit, and that's what she's already gained from after Mimir, then there would be no point of even attacking Kratos if her warrior spirit's gonna use that type of magic. So it must be some type of ancient type of magic. Maybe it's something unique to the giants. Maybe it's something of something. But somehow, some way, Baldur will be resurrected, and he will survive to see the end tales of Ragnarok, along with Thor's children and many other people post the Ragnarok War. Because everything we've seen in the trailer, I don't think we actually have really seen any of the games. Since it's God of War 2018, we didn't really see I think we got like a glimpse of Elfheim. Yeah, we got some Elfheim clips, but we didn't see Niflheim, or I'm missing one. Like, we didn't get a chance to see half of the ramps. We did get to see the dragon though, but that's pretty much it. But overall, those have been my thoughts and opinions. I do believe Baldur will be getting brought back to life. According to mythology, that's much what happens. And according to God of War itself, the Norse mythology inside God of War the game, you can resurrect people with a certain type of magic. But the question is, if they do that, how? And if they do it, what role will Baldur play? Will it be a guide? Will he be like that the old Gravesmith from the original games, or will it just be, yeah, maybe he might help us out, who knows? Because obviously Odin is watching everything unfold. It's not like Odin's stupid. It's not like Odin has not realized by this point that that Ragnarok has been kicked up at least like a good 50 to 30 years. Has been kicked that far forward, meaning that is rather one or two things are happening here. It's rather that Freya, Faye had a child with somebody else originally, and that Thor/Loki goes on to do all this stuff and comes back in time and sends these back. And our Atreus is different because he was dragged here by different type of wolves. And maybe the future Loki reset everything. Maybe he also came to the past as well, and he started altering things, changing them around. Or Kratos did show up in both timelines, and Kratos is still his pappy. And if that's the case, then what went wrong in that original universe to call Jotungander to be launched back into the past, called Fenrir and his children to be launched back into the past and all that? How did that happen? Like someone's picking and plugging the strings, and it's rather there's Athena or somebody else. There's so many things that can happen, but hopefully the boss fights should be more similar to the way they were in the original games, as in bigger and better. The dragon boss fight in the game is amazing. The first Baldur fight is amazing. And like, I guess Magni and Modi, that's a decent fight, but it's, aside from those, the ending boss fight was meh. It's like a bunch of meh. And the mini bosses, it wasn't like the Cyclops or anything like that in the previous game where it's funny. It's just, you just reskin the exact same thing. At least there was a difference. At least they gave one of them a drill. But Nick picks, man, it's my opinions. I enjoy them. But hopefully this will be better than the previous one, and kind of outshine and put this generation of God of War to be able to stand by itself. Because in my opinion, it's still being held up just by Kratos. It's not like the 2018 game was bad or anything, not at all, but it needs some rework on the gameplay, and it's interesting what the story turned out. But if you wish King, if you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe. How do you believe Baldur will come back to life? And how do you believe the game will end? Be Shockwave King, and peace.